Hello and welcome to Tryst with Truth. Today, I wish to share a heart-touching incident from the life of Corrie ten Boom, who had experienced the horrors of Hitler's Nazi concentration camp in Germany during World War II. Few years after her release from the concentration camp, she unexpectedly meets one of her former prison guards in the concentration camp, the cruelest of all the guards. As they meet, he reached out his hand towards her, but she was not willing to respond because all the memories of the brutality and atrocities this man had inflicted on her in the prison camp came alive in her mind. She was not able to forgive him. Then she made a silent prayer. Lord, I am not able to forgive this man. Please help me. Give me your forgiveness. She narrated this incident in her book, and I quote, I prayed and then took my hand, extended it towards that former prison guard, and as I did, an incredible thing took place. A current which started from my shoulder raced down my arm, sprang into our joined hands, and then this healing warmth seemed to flood my whole being, bringing tears to my eyes. And I said, Dear brother, I forgive you with all my heart. That beautiful sight continued for a few moments, where you see the tormented holding the hands of the tormentor who had brutally mistreated her, had abused her, beaten her, forced her to walk naked, denied basic necessities, forced to perform heavy labor, had psychologically tormented her, and was part of the gang who had snatched away her dear ones from her. That was loving your enemy in action. Today we are continuing our discussion on love revolution. Last episode we had discussed the topic love your neighbor. If you have not watched that, the link is given in the description. Today we are going to discuss about love your enemies. Returning good for good is human, but returning good for evil is divine. Yes, when we receive evil from someone, we need to be giving back good. That's what we are going to discuss today. Love your enemies. But unfortunately, let me remind my viewers that our natural inclination is to operate by the tit for tat principle. You shouted at me, so I also would shout at you. You hit me, so I'll also hit you. So, loving enemies is counterintuitive. It doesn't naturally come for us. Loving enemies is also countercultural because our society approves the tit for tat principle. That is evident when we listen to the TV channel debates, the political discourses, day-to-day conversations in the marketplace, workplace, even in your home. Everything boils down to the same tit for tat principle. My feelings, emotions never support loving my enemy. That brings me to my first point. Love is a decision of the will. not merely emotions. True love has emotions, but true love is not driven by emotions alone. If love is dictated by emotions, feelings, with every mood swing going up and down, love also would swing up and down. We will never be able to love our enemies. In the famous Sermon on the Mount, when Lord Jesus was teaching his disciples in the presence of the multitude, he said, I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. Would you feel like loving a person who will curse you on your face, who hates you, and on seeing you, his facial expression changes? There are people who smile when they meet you and then stab you at your back or exploit you to their advantages. Some cases even persecute you or physically abuse you. Well, feelings are never going to allow you to love such a person. Corrie ten Boom couldn't love her former prison guard based on her feelings. Love is not based on emotions. It is the virtue of the one who loves based on the decision of his will and does not depend on the characteristics or the behavior of the object of love. That brings me to my second point. Love is an attitude more than an action. Love is an attitude more than an action. Love surely involves action. But Lord Jesus, throughout his Sermon on the Mount, emphasized on the attitude behind the action than the action itself. You could feed the enemy, but with a heart filled with bitterness, you could do that. You can artificially fabricate the action of love without the genuine attitude of love. People see the external action, but God sees the heart behind the action. So we need a correction at our heart level. Then our actions will automatically get corrected. Let alone loving enemies. At times, even loving our friends and near dear ones becomes a challenge. As Corrie ten Boom prayed, we terribly need the grace of God for a heart that can love and forgive others. All that we said was easy to preach, but very difficult to practice. In our next episode, we are going to discuss some practical issues, practical aspects and tips that will help us to practice these truths in our lives. Let us not forget, we are here to set to motion a love revolution. When we practice these truths, indeed, our world is going to become a wonderful place to live in. May God bless you all and keep you safe till we meet again in the next episode of Love Revolution. Thank you.